Alright, Camellya enjoyers, I'm going to dumb down all the sequences for better understanding along with providing visual cues for you to enjoy. But before we get started, let's get you familiarized with her different stances. Camellya has 3 stances. First is the normal basic attack mode where her hair is white. Then we have her second stance, which is blossoming, which is when she uses her skill and her hair turns red. Then we have her third stance, which is budding. This is when you press E after obtaining a full concerto gauge. The concerto gauge is the circle gauge to the left of your HP. Now let me explain all her sequences in detail. Starting with S1, Ever Blooming is your intro skill with Camellya. Whenever you swap her in combat, she will obtain a 28% crit damage for 18 seconds that can only be triggered once every 25 seconds. She is also immune to interruption when casting her third stance. As for S2, this will buff your third stance initial nuke by 120%, which is stronger than it sounds. Now here's the side-by-side comparison. On the left side we have S1 and on the right side we have S2. As for S3, this one increases her ultimate damage by 50%, which is okay, but the selling point in S3 is actually the 58% attack buff while she is in her third stance. For the sake of comparison, I'm pretty sure you guys want to see them side by side, so here's a little bit of preview of both next to each other. Once again, the left side is S2 and then the right side is the latter one, which is S3. Moving on to S4, this means whenever you cast your outro skill, she will give everyone in your team 25% basic attack damage for 30 seconds, including herself. This is super strong because all of Camellya's attacks are based off and scales off basic attacks and pair up with Sanhua, and your Camellya was just gonna go crazy. Moving on to S5, there's a slight typo here in the media client. For S5, her intro skill Ever Blooming is increased by 303%, then her outro skill Twinning is increased by 68%. The sequence isn't that good, and it's more like a bonus on the way to S6. I feel like very much underwhelming for this S5. Okay, I know this is a lot of text, but let's break it down. The first part is simple. A 150% damage increase on her Forte circuit, which is all of her attacks in her third stance. The next part is a bit more confusing, but it's basically another charge of her third stance, and it's exclusive to this S6. While it's similar to the third stance, the activation requirements are different. Instead, you have to activate stance 3 in the last 15 seconds and have 50 concerto energy, and it follows a separate 25 cooldown with the 18-second duration. So in theory, if you time it perfectly, you can forever be in her third stance. It may seem complicated, but once you understand her kit fully, it will all make sense. Just make sure you don't cast it too early, and you should be able to keep her third stance up at all times, or close to it. Okay, it's time for a bonus round. I know a lot of you whales out there like me want to know how she will perform with a rank 5 weapon, and I'm going to put it a test on side by side for you guys to see. So the left side will be R1 weapon, and then the right side will be the R5 weapon. Hope you guys enjoy this little sneaky extra, and let's go. Alright, I hope you found this video informative and helpful. If you do, please don't forget to like and share with your friends. Have a wonderful day. This is your brother, Steparu, out.